Hi, my name is Onyinye Chooks Oji. I'm a relationship and marriage counselor. I'm also an infidelity recovery coach. Today, I'd like us to talk about the power of the words we use in our marriages, especially in our marriages, and how it is very important that we'll learn to communicate with love. Communication is a very vital skill that every married couple who is serious about creating a long lasting, successful marital relationship must master and practice over time. Because if we understand the impact of the words we say to each other and how they are so powerful to either strengthen or weaken the very fabrics of that relationship, we'll begin to be much more intentional about the words we say to each other in our marriages. That's why the Bible says that let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt. Because it is in that conversation, your conversation has a lot of impact. Number one is that it impacts your perception and also impacts your emotions. All right. Kind words, for instance, affirm, they heal, and they uplift, while harsh and hurtful words can discourage, can damage trust in your partner. And that is how it begins to weaken your relationship over time. It's important that you think of your words, the words you say, as bricks. Your words as bricks. So it's either you are building or you're tearing down. Which one are you doing? Now, when you want to speak to your spouse, now, and this is irrespective of whatever must have happened. Of course, there are situations where you have been hurt, you have been offended. It is in those moments that you should be much more intentional about what you say, because at that moment your emotions are on the negative. So you're feeling hurt, you're feeling betrayed, you're feeling criticized, you're feeling offended. And feelings are transient. You won't feel that way all the time. And that feeling will pass. But the words you say in that moment, they're not just going to pass as easily as the feelings passed. Do you get? So it is important that before you speak, you're going to ask yourself, is this helpful? Is this kind? Is this loving? As important as three questions sound, as important as they sound, being conscious of asking and answering them in the moment, in the heat of the moment, they go a long way. It goes a long way to help you, you know, recalibrate, take a breather, take some deep breath so that you say things that are helpful, things that are kind, and things that are loving, no matter what it is that is happening. Why are you doing this? You have a goal to create a successful relationship. So it can't be done anyhow. It has to be done intentionally. It has to be done consciously. So you don't just do these things because you feel like doing them. You don't say those words because you feel like saying them, because you are justifiably angry. Remember, you won't be angry for too long. You won't be angry forever. So if your intention is to create a successful relationship, that is the guide that helps you in your day-to-day, in your minute-to-minute actions, because you know that they are not in line with the common goal, with the vision you have set, that you have cast for your relationship. It is important that we learn to build loving communication patterns in our relationship. The patterns we leave behind, the patterns we create in our relationship, they are the things that really matter, and they are the things that really determine whether this relationship is going to be long lasting and healthy. Because some relationships, they are just there, but they are not healthy. And because so many things have happened, so much water has gone under the bridge by the things you have said to each other. It is better to speak words that affirm than words that tear down. Regularly complimenting your spouse, acknowledging their effort and qualities that you admire, learning to express gratitude, especially when the going is good. When we have deposited a lot of kind words, affirming words, encouraging words in our love bank, even in the midst of offense, forgiveness is easier. You know that, right? Forgiveness is easier. So that's why it's important to intentionally, you see, every single day, the things you say to each other, if you can listen to yourself and just cast your mind back in the last 1 week, have I said words of kindness to my spouse? Have I said words of encouragement to my spouse, words of affirmation to my spouse? Maybe nothing is going wrong, you're not quarreling, but have you intentionally said things that are kind? You're beautiful, you are amazing. Thank you for the effort you're putting into this relationship. Thank you for how you're taking care of the children. I see your effort. Thank you, my husband, for being steady, for being kind, for being committed to being a good father. You know, when we look at it, no matter how bad your spouse is currently, there's something they are good at, there's something they are doing well. Communicating in love involves, even when the going is good, be intentional about saying those kind words, those helpful words, those encouraging and affirming words. Now, words also are important when you begin to handle conflict. How you handle conflict is very important. Conflict may not entirely be eliminated, but what you do in the midst of a conflict determines a whole lot. So while we are not on the same page on a particular issue, while there is a disagreement, what we say in those moments is very calm, is very important. It's important that we learn to be calm and avoid words that are spoken in anger. This is very critical. So now I want to give you an exercise as a married couple. From today, the rest of this week, the rest of your day, whenever you see this video, can you practice daily affirming your spouse? Every single day, share one positive thing you like about each other. Make it a daily thing. It is important. Let the sun not go down and you have not said, thank you for being here, right? Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for the effort you make into this relationship. There's an Igbo adage that says that eto diken and komel, right? So sometimes we know that our spouse, they are doing well. Sometimes we know that they are putting in a lot of effort, but we're not telling them. And you feel, oh, they should know that I appreciate what they are doing. But you've not said it to them. But then we are quick to criticize. You know, some of us are very quick to point out things that are not going well when we have never pointed out the things that are going well, no matter how little, no matter how minute. The fact that you see these things and you mention them, they go a long way in making the path smooth for when the days that we may even have very serious conversations. So it's important that we learn to communicate with love. And learning to communicate with love is a constant thing. It's something you have to do every single day. You don't wait for when there is a problem and then you're practicing to, to be loving in your communication. So it's also very important that we understand the power and the impact of the words we use in our marriages. Let's use more words that are more helpful, more kind. Right? Let's be kinder in our words, and we don't have to wait for when there is an issue. These things are better used and practiced and deposited when there are no issues. I hope this helps someone. Which one will you be practicing today? Affirming words, encouraging words, kind words. Say any of these things to your spouse today. Make it a daily thing and watch how it's going to transform and help your marriage succeed. I am rooting for you, and I am rooting for you seriously. Have an amazing day.